Hey fam, happy Friday. So I have had so much of these conversations lately. I was like, maybe it's time for me to make a live video. This isn't like a revolutionary new topic that I've never talked about before. I definitely have made videos in this like realm before, but it's coming home to me in like a whole new way. And I was like, I want to talk about it again because I don't really think this can be reiterated too much. I don't really think there's such a thing as talking about this too much, so I'm just gonna do it. So I had a client call today, and one of the things we talked about was, again, someone who struggles with making time to meditate, which I hear a lot. A lot of the people that come to me for support and help, whether it's with fitness and Beachbody or it's one-on-one coaching or whatever, this is one of the things that comes up the most. Is I really believe in the benefits of meditation. I think it's really powerful. They understand the benefits of meditation, but they have a really hard time implementing that in their life. And so I help guide them in how to do that. And, you know, sometimes they run with it and they do really well, and sometimes they do well and then they fall off. And that was a lot like my meditation journey, was a lot of getting on and falling off and getting on and falling off until it's become more consistent now. And when I was talking to her, she asked me, why is it that I'm not consistent? If I know how good it is for me, and I know how I feel when I'm doing it, why do I keep not doing it, basically? And I want to talk about two things here. The first one is a perspective that comes from Dr. Joe Dispenza. So if you followed me long enough, you know that I'm completely obsessed with Dr. Joe Dispenza. He's amazing. He was in the documentary What the Bleep Do We Know, which is where a lot of people know him from. He's also, he's a chiropractic doctor, he's a neuroscientist, he really works and studies the world of epigenetics and how we change our genetic expression with our consciousness and our beliefs and our habits and all this kind of stuff, which is super interesting to me and one of the things I like to talk about the most. And he says that the reason we don't show up to meditate every single morning is because we don't fully believe that we can control the outcome of our life. And he poses the question in the book, like, if you believed without a shadow of a doubt that where your mind is, it's what's creating your experience of reality on a moment-to-moment basis, would you ever miss a day of meditating? And the answer is no. If you fully believed that where your mind is literally creating your experience of reality, you would never miss a day of meditation. Because you would understand, for real, the value of what you're doing. And so he says that the reason we don't show up to meditate and the reason we don't show up to work on our mindset is because we don't really believe that it has a direct impact on our experience of reality. Which I think is true. And I'm going to tack on to that from my own learning and from my own experience and what I see in not just myself, but in my clients. We, as a culture in the West, have this like extraordinary overemphasis on production and doing. And we have categorized very specifically the behaviors that we consider to be productive and useful and like of worth. And then we have categorized behaviors that we consider to be not of worth. And what we've done is we've created this dichotomy in behaviors, like these are good behaviors and they add value to society and they increase your self-worth, and these are lazy behaviors and they do not add value to society and they do not actually create any worth in your experience of reality. And we do this with like all things. We as human beings love to create dichotomies. We're very much like, this is a good thing, that is a bad thing. This is a good experience, that is a bad experience. If something goes our way, it's labeled a good experience. If something doesn't go our way, it's labeled a bad experience. And we do that with all things. This is a good person, that is a bad person. We don't understand, because many of us are still living in the illusion of duality, that there is literally no such thing as good and bad, and there's no such thing as like a good event or a bad event or whatever. Like everything just is. Every experience in your life just is, and you are determining the value or the worth worth of the experience on a moment-to-moment basis. Okay? That might blow someone's mind who's watching this, but it's true. So, because we are that way, many of us, and because we look at the world that way as like, this is perfect, this is good, this is bad, whatever, we have decided that activities where we are like producing some tangible result instantaneously, like cooking or cleaning or working a job where we're making money, and by money I mean like an hourly pay or service rendered pay. I don't mean being an entrepreneur, because being an entrepreneur actually falls in the opposite category, and I'll explain why. So a job where you're getting paid hourly, or you're getting paid for a service rendered, or cooking or cleaning or tending to children or tending to a spouse, or anything that involves you physically doing something that pretty much instantaneously yields you a result, that is considered productive and worthwhile. Anything that doesn't immediately yield you a result that you can see with your eyes, like sleeping, meditation, starting a fitness program, starting a business. Why are starting a fitness program and starting a business in that category? Because fitness programs don't give you results right away. They'll give you results in 3 months. And businesses don't give you results right away. They'll give you a result in 2 years, maybe, sometimes more. Okay? So we have said that the good things are the things that give immediate, tangible results. And the not necessary things are the things that do not, that we have to work for, take longer to produce a tangible result, because we can't make the connection right away. So we have these two categories. And your ego is going to automatically default to the list of things to do that is going to yield you an immediate result. Like, immediately. And it's going to kind of deter you from doing anything on this other list, because the ego is going to say, nothing really comes from doing anything on this list right away, so maybe let's not do it. Let's not work out because you don't get results right away. Might take you 3 months. It's a long time. Don't start a business because you're not going to see a profit for at least 2 years. That's a long time, right? And here's the thing. Everything that's on this list that you've decided, your ego has decided is not important, is actually the thing that gives you a higher quality of life than everything on the opposite list. Starting a fitness program will immediately give you no results, probably for a while. But if you're consistent and you're growing and you are flexible, you will have unbelievable results. Myself, case in point, 3 years later, my body is banging like it's never been in its entire existence, that other people dream of having, because I was just consistent enough. Growing a business, perfect example. Most people shit on you when you decide to start a business. They make fun of you, they judge you, that's ridiculous, who does that? Like, look at her, she looks dumb online promoting blah blah blah. Like, people criticize the shit out of you, and then when you become a millionaire, they're like, oh, she's so lucky, must be nice. Then the tables turn. Then suddenly the very thing that was out of like the comfort zone, that was out of the scope of this gives me an immediate result, gives you an even better result. Compounds over time, yields you a bigger result. Meditating immediately won't really give you a result. It feels nice in the moment, but it doesn't really give you long-term result. It's not until you do it for an extended period of time that you start noticing, wait a minute, I'm behaving differently in my life. I'm interacting with people differently in my life. And then you begin to see the benefits of meditation, okay? So just realize that there are many things that your ego has decided are not worthy, do not give you self-worth, do not give you value, that are actually more valuable than everything you have decided in the immediate is worth doing. And so what we end up doing is we do constantly. We're constantly in this like task list mode, right? Because we're constantly looking to self-validate ourselves and find our worth in that endless list of to-dos that we have to do. And then we're exhausted. We compromise our rest. We compromise our self-care. We compromise our dreams. We compromise our health in order to complete a fucking to-do list that in the end yields no satisfaction. You never get through. You always feel like you're behind, and it leaves you more miserable than when you started. Awesome. Versus investing time and energy in this other list that can give you an ROI, a return on your investment, that's ridiculously higher than the to-do list, and just involves a little bit more of your time. So I just want to leave that with you guys to really think about. Again, this is not a topic that is like brand new to me discussing, but I brought a different element into it, which is comparing the things that we've decided are valuable versus the things that are not valuable, and why we've decided that, for you to really sit on, because we, especially in a very fast-paced society that's very much invested in like instant gratification, we have forgotten the value of investing. We have forgotten the value of investing in ourselves long term. Investing in our health, investing in our ideas, investing in our happiness, investing in our relationships, investing in like financially. We have just forgotten what that even means, and we've become obsessed with to-do lists and immediate gratification, and we've completely gotten away from long-term vision and what that requires from us. And I think that's really dangerous, and it leads to burnout, and you can tell that by the amount of depression and unhappiness that's in our nation. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, the amount of lack of fulfillment that you see, and you see that in the statistics of people who are going on antidepressants every single day. It's just unheard of. It's really unheard of. So I hope this gets your gears turning, and I hope that it offers you some insight that maybe you didn't have before. Feel free to tag and share this video. I'm sure it can be of value to many people right now. All right, so happy Friday.